my auspicious life. Okay, good luck. Never cross your arms like a dead man's. Never remove the crucifix above your bed. Never think of your skeleton as flotsam or a fossil with a lease for walking. Never believe your eyes were meant for anything but car crashes, temptation, ruin. Never hail yourself the sole inhabitant of your body. Never think your throat a mine shaft you might fall into, or assume your words were meant for anything but gasoline and a match. Never hold your breath too long. Never furnish a razor your name. Never clean your rifle at the kitchen table. Never stare at the doll whose eyes were chewed out by the dog. Never let the grass swallow the gravestone. Never wager your teeth. Never hide in the coal cellar. Never talk in your sleep. Never believe the one who answers. Night Courier. I can hear your rusty chain, your creaky bearings, the metronome of your bent rim. I can hear you thumping your message up and down the street against everyone's screen door. I've seen your tire tracks in the flower beds. You cannot hide beneath your hat yanked down over your eyes, your coat pulled up over your nose. One day your pant leg will get caught in the sprocket and you go over the handlebars. One day you will find your bicycle and bag hanging from the telephone wires. The rain does not deter you. You've tempered the wind. You've been at it for years now. Who is it you are working for? I can see morning's horizon like the glow of the penitentiary. You've got the whole planet in tow, and not a grunt or a groan. You never come around for the money. You never stop for a breath or a smoke. You never look tired. I am on to you. I should say, if anyone's interested, I have a few copies in my bag. And now I'm going to read a few newer pieces from a tentatively titled manuscript, Clear Smoke. Destiny Street. Much more than being cold or wet, it is the loss one feels in the event of rain, as though someone went out and painted everything a darker shade of its own lingering sentiment. On the contrary, there are people like fire, for example, who exist solely for the rapture of their own consumption. Known is that we are foreign in our bodies. In terms of a hammer or nail or dead wood, which do you think the heart? I have always thought a lawn mustn't resemble a golf course necessarily, but people do, just as there are those who covet a sunburn once in a while. Most of us would enjoy a shiny silver envelope in the mail, regardless of its contents. Would argue tattoos and pedicures are real sustenance. Most contend the act of genuflecting is inherently genuine, while standing on a chair imparts a kind of liberation, not so much for the better view as its unlabeled usage. Beneath the umbrella of a lit downtown, the language of the moon on the brownstone's crawling vines resides these days at a frequency to which only bats are attuned. Astronomy, they say, is a dying culture anyway. Reality, at best, a tertiary experience. That we are walking around in the footsteps of at least 1,000 people every day. That we too are ghosts, already ancient, while the room with the highest concentration of art in most homes is the garage. Clear Smoke. I believe in the conquest of the ants, the metal-tearing claw end of a hammer, anything discerned with your teeth, a pear, a screw, that afterwards the angel eats its trumpet, that in the artifice of the body we are small, so small. I believe in painting the fire escape the color of water, The center of a crow is a single rusty nail. Afternoon's clear smoke. In the exhaustion of pastured cows to cement this whole scene down. The confusion of cop cars around the missing appendage washed ashore. That if you ask a quivering leaf its address, it will reply with a more amplified quiver. The river will not forget your name. It never knew it. We are conceived in the forest, softly as ferns. In the hemisphere between quest and conquest. Dew makes the green swell and pop, humble architect of the psyche. The bumblebee debates between horseshit and lilac, and bronze we come to find is not a metal or color, but a mood. Surrendered here, the congress of our emotions, the parentheses of skin too permeable to mosquitoes, infrared. This morning the goldfinch at the foot of the house mistook the reflection of birch trees in the wind for birch trees in the wind. I get to thinking that these silly appendages are but the spirit's prostheses, that the tanker anchored in the harbor only espouses the firmament of meaning because there is none. Every morning a man ascends the hill to strike the noontime bell. The church emotes in the scent of honeysuckle. That their attributes might continue with us once they consume the dried powder of the dead. Now, candles are passed to every table at dusk. A jacket without its body there on a hook. To feel godlike, like a box of nails, a salt lick. The inhabitant's itinerary remains. Carry a flower in the wind. Stare at the sun without going blind. I'll read one more. Examination room. Is your inner voice helium infused? Is the cage of your chest a crime scene where one bird has murdered the other? Does your spirit leave awake? Does a plum-eyed steed harass you in your sleep? Which is more feral against you, moonglow or the torn edge of sheet metal? Have you ever felt an animal separated from its skin? Do you find the goldfinch's colors narcotic? Feel lighter by each breath, stuffed further with horsehair and springs? Can you auscultate the slow pulse of an oak with your palm? Do you hear the grasses moan when a mushroom is plucked from the earth? Thanks.